Exercise alcohol, carboxylic acid, and polymer. Question 13. When a carboxylic acid react with an alcohol, esters are produced. The formula of the ester is given. You have to name this ester.
Butanoate.
So what's the name of ester? Sorry, repeat.
Methyl butanoate.
Methyl butanoate. Because the part which is attached with oxygen, we name that first. One carbon is there, so that is why it is meth. So that is why it is meth, and YL because of this part attached with oxygen. And there are 4 carbon atoms, 1, 2, 3, 4. So when 4 carbon atoms are there, it will be but, single bond between them N, and OH is there. Then give the name of a carboxylic acid and alcohol that react together. Which
Butanoic acid and methanol.
Because the first name is from alcohol, so that is why the first alcohol was methanol. And which acid is there? The acid, it's from carboxylic, like the second name is from carboxylic acid. Because it was butanoate, so it will be butanoic acid. In question 14, nylon, terylene, protein are all polymers. What is polymer? A 2-mark question. Better, like I have already shared with you all the definition sheet with you. So the term polymer means it's a large molecule which is formed by combination of small molecules or monomers. So large molecule.
Can we say a substance consisting of very large molecules made by polymerizing a large number of repeating units? Or we can say monomers.
Yeah, you can say. So large molecule formed by small molecules, or you can also say monomer. For definitions, I prefer that it's fine, your definition is correct, but I prefer that you learn by heart the definition, because these are like free marks. Instead of writing a definition in your own words, you may miss a single point, because every time when you try to write in your own word, you may have a different phrases. So better learn by heart, definition especially. Proteins are natural polymer and proteins are biodegradable. Name the type of a linkage present in protein. What kind of linkage is present? Peptide or amide
linkage.
Yeah, peptide linkage, amide linkage. The next one is what is biodegradable polymer? Term biodegradable. What we say? Biodegradable. So usually biodegradables are substance which can be broken down by bacteria. So 2 marks are there. It can be broken down, and second is for by bacteria or microbes. So broken down by bacteria or a microbe, that is biodegradable. Name another natural polymer. One of them is like protein is one. What else is another? So that is a fat. You can also, yeah, you can mention starch as well. Carbohydrate. Yeah, carbohydrate, you can also mention that. Then you can see nylon and terylene are synthetic polymers. Synthetic means like man-made polymer. The repeat unit of a nylon is shown. You can see nylon, both side carboxylic group, and amine group, one molecule, both side carboxylic, another one, both side amine. Terylene can be made from monomers. As you can see, draw the structure of terylene. So what we will do, one side, it's up to you. One side you remove H, the other side OH. One side H, other side OH. Use a screen annotation to draw this. It should be a repeat unit. Yeah, like this is sorry. So if you remove H from here, so there will be O, then there will be a box, a shaded box. So this shaded box will be there. Then OH and H are being removed. So OC double bonded. And we have to draw repeat units. So you have to draw the same structure again. Like this is one unit you do, and then draw the same structure again. Yeah, this is a shaded one. Then OC double bonded with O, then this box. And then C double bonded with O. And put line at the last. That's it. When they ask for units, repeat units, you don't have to put a bracket and write N, because we just have to show the units here. We don't have to draw the full polymer. That's why we don't write N here. Is it clear? That's how to draw a polymer. And it's up to you. You can remove one side H, other side OH, or you can remove OH from first side and the H from other side. Question 15. Ethanol can be made by fermentation. So ethanol is there. It can be made by fermentation. Write a chemical equation for a formation of ethanol. So it produces ethanol, 2 molecules of ethanol and 2 molecules of carbon dioxide, and the equation is balanced. State 2 conditions required for fermentation. What are the conditions? You can mention, like, different conditions are there. You can mention absence of oxygen or no oxygen, or anaerobic condition. You can mention yeast should be used. Temperature range is there. It's like from 25 to 37 is also right. 25 to 37, any temperature. Okay, so 35 degrees Celsius, 35 Celsius, 37 Celsius, anaerobic, glucose or aqueous, you use glucose, and yeast, because the sugar solution. The next one, ethanol can also be made by catalytical hydration of ethene. The equation for this reaction is shown. Name a suitable catalyst for this reaction. What is the catalyst used for this reaction?
Phosphoric acid.
Phosphoric acid is used as a catalyst. The question is, calculate the maximum mass of ethanol that can be made from 56 gram of ethene. Look, when we need the mass, we'll take a mass ratio. So we have one, according to equation, ethene is there and it is producing ethanol. What is the ratio of the mass? Ethene is C2H4. What is the ratio of the mass according to the, like we have 1 mole. So it will be, ethene will be, because it is C2H4. So carbon is 12 times 2 plus hydrogen is 1 into 4. So 24 plus 4, that is 28. So mass of one molecule of ethene is 28. And mass of one molecule of ethanol, so 12 multiplied by 2, 24 plus 6 plus 16. So 24 plus 6 plus 16. So it is 46. So the ratio of the mass, if we have 28 grams, it's because it's a one molecule, so 46. So ratio of the mass is 28 is to 46. That's a ratio. The question is, calculate the maximum mass of ethanol which we can make from 56 grams. So if we have 56 grams, molecular mass is refers to mass of one molecule. Because we have only one molecule here for both of them, that's why the molecular mass is same as the mass here. So 28 gives 46. But if we have 56, so how much it will be there? X cross multiply. What's the answer for this? Molecular mass is a mass of one mole. What's the answer of this? So it will be 56 times 46 divided by 28. So
92.
This will be twice, so it will be 92. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
If there are more moles, for example, the same question was there, and instead, just an example, this is a balance equation, but what if there were 2 moles here and this is 1? So what mass we will use? Like, because C2H4, the total mass of C2H4, 12 multiplied by 2, 24 plus, so that was 28. But because 2 moles are there, so 28 times 2, this will be 56. In that case, we'll use 56 and 46 ratio. If 3 moles are there, this will be multiplied by 3, 4, multiplied by 4. So what is the mole number written here? That will be the total mass will be multiple of that. Ethanol can be oxidized to form ethanoic acid. Name a suitable oxidizing agent.
Potassium, acidified potassium permanganate.
Or acidified potassium manganate or acidified. So acidified potassium manganate 7. Then you have to use a dot and cross diagram to complete the structure. You can use the screen annotation to complete. Each line is representing a single bond. So it means a pair of electrons should be there between them. There are like carbon, hydrogen, 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 then carbon, then oxygen and hydrogen. Use dot and cross. So if cross dot, then we will use dot for this one. And there's a double bond here. And oxygen belongs to group 6. So you have to draw the 4 unshared electron on oxygen. So unshared electrons are important for oxygen. Hydrogen does not have any unshared. Carbon also belongs to group 4, so it does not have any unshared electron. Ethanoic acid is a weak acid. What is meant by the term weak acid?
Ionizes partially in solution.
So partially ionize or dissociate. Ionize partially or dissociate partially into ion. Describe how could you show that ethanoic acid is a weak acid than
Use
hydrochloric?
universal pH indicator with the
Yeah.
one with the lower pH as the strongest.
Right.
It
Or
has
what else?
more ionization, more.
Right. What else you can say? You can add metal, the one which give
And C,
rapid
which gives more,
effervescence. Yeah, how
more
you will
carbon dioxide.
score 3 marks? There are different methods. For example, what if you mention the pH? 1 mark is for measuring the pH using a pH meter. Like if, for example, if you refers to pH, so 1 mark you mention measure pH. That you score 1 mark. The second mark, because like relation, the pH will for both of them, because both of them are acids, so pH will be less than 7 for both of them. But for hydrochloric acid, it will be lower as compared to that of ethanoic acid. Like you can mention hydrochloric acid pH 1, ethanoic acid might be pH 3.5 or 4 or 3, you can mention that. Or you can also mention add carbonate, the one which give a rapid effervescence, that will be stronger acid. So with hydrochloric acid, it will be rapid. Or you can measure the rate of reaction by collecting a gas given off. What is the name of this ester?
Butyl propanoate.
So the part which is attached with oxygen, we name that first. Yes, we can react with metal. No, it's not like the previous answer. Either you react with metal or either add a universal indicator. You cannot do both together. Because if you react with metal, it will form a salt. How salt will change the indicator, color of indicator. That's why either add a universal indicator and measure the pH. So the 4 carbon are there, so it will be butyl. How you get 3 marks for a reaction with metal? First thing you will mention, add a metal, like you can mention, but you cannot add all the metal, like copper does not react. So you will refers to any more reactive metal, example, add calcium. Then if hydrochloric acid is a strong acid, so it will be rapid bubbles. It will be rapid bubbles or filled with HCl, and there will be a slow formation of the bubbles with ethanoic acid. So 1 mark is for this, 1 this, and 1 adding a metal. How we identify the reactivity? Because the one which is forming a rapid bubbles, it's faster reaction. One which is forming slow bubbles means the formation is slower. That means that is the acid is a weak acid. The metal, because not all the metals can react with acid. We are not identifying the reactivity of the metal, we are identifying the reactivity of the acid. So the metal which we should use, which should be above copper, because like potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, lead, copper. So these metals below copper, like below lead, cannot react with dilute acid. So you have to name a metal in this range. If you mention, like example, if you add, you say add copper, then these two are totally wrong because copper will not react with them. So this was butyl ethanoate, butyl propanoate.
We will draw propanoic acid.
So we have to draw acid and alcohol both, like, so structure of carboxylic acid, the name of the ester was butyl propanoate. So you have to draw propanoic acid, and then butyl means you have to draw butanol. Yeah, that's right. Between propanoic acid, and you have to name this. This will be propanoic acid. And this one will be butanol. In question 16, propane 1-ol is an alcohol. The structure of propane 1-ol is shown. Propane 1-ol react with ethanoic acid to form ester. Which ester will form? Propane 1-ol or propanol is reacting with ethanoic acid.
Ethyl ethanoate. It is propane. Okay. Propyl ethanoate.
Propyl ethanoate, because the first name is from alcohol and the second name is from acid. So it will be propyl ethanoate. This is ester Y. So can you identify which alcohol is there? Like the part which is attached with oxygen is from alcohol. So which alcohol reacted? 4 carbon.
Butanol.
But O is attached with a second carbon.
It is methyl propanoate.
No. Not methanol. It's not like, see, they just changed this question here. Previously, all the questions, when the alcohol was there, the part which is attached with oxygen was always on the right hand side, like in the previous question. But now they changed. What they did, instead of on the right, they draw oxygen on the left hand side. So the part which is attached with oxygen is from alcohol. So which part is from alcohol? This part is from alcohol. And which alcohol? It will be butane 2-ol. Why butane 2-ol? Because the OH is attached with, like the O is attached with the second carbon. Usually when we draw, I will explain this idea. See, usually when we draw the structure of ester, this is how we were drawing. We were making C double bonded with O and O, and the part which is attached with oxygen was usually on the right hand side, and the part which is attached with from the acid, it is on the left hand side. This is usually how we draw. But this question, they just simply change the position, because oxygen, instead of drawing on the right hand side, they draw on the left hand side. So what is the name of this ester? Can you name this ester? The part which is attached with oxygen
This
is
will be butyl ethanoate, butyl ethanoate.
eth or prop,
Prop.
because this is 3 carbons, so it will be butyl propanoate. But now what they did, they just switched the positions. Like instead of O on the right hand side, they put O on the left hand side. So it does not make difference. It is the same idea, because we name the part which is attached with oxygen first. So this will have 2 hydrogens. This will have last one 3. This will have 2. This will have 3. So now when we name this part first. So it will be 4 carbon butyl and 3 carbon propanoate. So there is no difference between them. Here it was on the right hand side attached with oxygen. Here on the left hand side attached with oxygen. But all the cases, the first carbon was attached with oxygen. So the question is, give a molecular formula of this ester. What is the molecular formula of this ester?
CH.
So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So C5. The molecular formula, you just count the number of atoms for each element. So C5, how many hydrogen are there? 10. And how many oxygen are there? No. In a molecular formula, we don't write like this. In a molecular formula, we represent. In a molecular formula, when usually we show.
Should be H9.
Molecular formula, when you are representing, you just identify how many hydrogen, how many carbon, and how many oxygen are there. So when I write a molecular formula, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbon. So C5, how many hydrogen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. H10O2. This is one way of writing a molecular formula. There's also another way which we usually do for, like, this is one way. Another one, because in organic chemistry, in organic compounds, the main is carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen are the main elements, are there usually carbon, hydrogen, and along with oxygen. So it will become difficult to recognize the element from this type of a molecular formula. So to make it simple, how we usually draw this, how we write a molecule, this is correct, this is not wrong. Or what else you can use? You divide like 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons, so C4. How many hydrogen on the left hand side? There are 9 hydrogens, so C4H9. Then OCH. This is because like OH is there. This part is there, O and C and H, and then C4H9. But whenever such question is there, writing a molecular formula, the simple way To write a molecular formula, just count the number of atoms and write accordingly. For our convenience, we divide this into structure, into parts to write how many carbon, what it should look like, so we can recognize whether it is an alcohol, carboxylic acid, or an ester. Then draw the structure of carboxylic acid. So look, the part which this part is from carboxylic acid. So simple way to draw the structure, you draw the same part. You draw the same part and then just put H. So this is carboxylic acid, which react here. What is the name of this carboxylic acid? One carbon.
Methanoic acid.
So this is methanoic acid.
HCOOH.
Yes, you can put the oxygen other side, but I'm explaining the idea that how you can work out the structure of acid from structure of ester. So simple way, if you want to work out, you just break from oxygen and put a hydrogen. Same way, if you want to work out which alcohol, so we draw the same structure and we break till oxygen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and this oxygen, and we just put hydrogen. We just break the structure of an ester till oxygen and work out which alcohol and which carboxylic acid. So which alcohol is this? This will be butane 2-ol. Why butane 2-ol? Because the OH is attached with a second carbon. Is it clear? Identifying the alcohol and carboxylic acid structure from structure of ester. Any doubt in this?
No, sir, clear.
Yeah, if you write butane 1-ol, you will not score a mark because the OH must be with the second. According to this ester, the OH is with the second. I'll give like more examples how you can work out the structure. Say we have an ester. So from ester, how you work out, like usually the oxygen they put on the right. This is the first question, like we solved about 15 questions. And this was the first question in which they put oxygen on the left. Usually that is on the right hand side. So example, if the question was, this is a structure of ester was given and they asked draw the structure of a carboxylic acid. So how to do this question? First, for a carboxylic acid, we break till this point. Like including C double. So we'll put H3, CH3, CH2, C double bonded with ONH. This is structure of acid. If they ask draw the structure of alcohol, so we include this oxygen. This will be CH3. This will be CH3. And this O is there and we just put H. This will be alcohol. So just break from both sides of oxygen and put hydrogen to get the structure of acid, which is there, and structure of alcohol. Question 17. Nylon is there. You have to complete the structure of a nylon. Nylon, as I mentioned in the beginning, that we should have one of the molecule both side amine group, another molecule both side acid group. Use screen annotation to complete this. So one molecule both side carboxylic, one molecule both side amine. If the first, then it cannot be here like this, because if first started with amine, so this should be amine here, because we cannot have, this should be amine group. Why? Because if we first start with amine, then acid, then amine, then acid. If it was started with For example, if you start, so we just need a linkage here. So what if we started with both of them with a like the first one with a carboxylic acid, then the second one will be amine, both side. Then the carboxylic acid, and this will be amine both side. And link them together, this will be a nylon as well. But if a protein, one side amine, one side acid. Question 18. What type of synthetic polymer is addition or condensation? What type of synthetic polymer A is?
Addition.
It is addition because you can see a series of
Monomer is being repeated.
good. So repeat units are there. So simple way to identify like carbon-carbon link is there between all the molecules. It means it will be addition. So it is addition polymer. Deduce the empirical formula of polymer A. All the
The
polymers.
monomer will be butene.
Butene. Draw the structure of monomer. How to identify the monomer? It won't be butene because like 6 carbon will be there. As you can see, like so
Six.
how to work
Hexene.
out? Yeah, how to work out? It will be hex 2e or 2-methyl. For this one, how to work out? Like from polymer, how to work out the monomer? Just take 2 carbon, first 2 carbon in the structure. Just take them and draw as it is. Just draw as it is, and there's a double bond. Name of this compound is 2,4-dimethyl butene. Because we select the carbon chain, and then we have second position and 2, 3. Second and third position, we have methyl group, and there is a butene. The simple way to identify the monomer is just take the first 2 carbon from the structure and put a double bond. That's it. Question 19. This question is about ethanol. Ethanol, this is that is suitable for use as a fuel, can be manufactured from sugar such as glucose C6H12O6 by two-step process. Describe how this can be done, and your answer include an equation for in which ethanol is formed, essential conditions, and name the name of the process used to obtain ethanol from ethanol that is pure enough to use as a fuel from a reaction mixture. First thing, what is the equation?
If we want from glucose, then we will write anaerobic respiration. C6H12O6 will give 2 moles of C2H5OH ethanol and 2 moles of carbon dioxide.
Yeah. So 1 mark is for writing a correct equation for this. So C6H12.
If we want pure, we will also have to do fractional distillation.
Fraction distillation because
Only hydration of ethene will give pure one.
Yeah. And so C6, you have to write whenever an equation you're writing, write a symbolic equation. The essential conditions, as we discussed earlier, essential conditions for this, like anaerobic respiration and yeast.
No oxygen.
No oxygen, anaerobic conditions I mentioned, and aqueous glucose should be there. We can
sugar solution.
Sugar solution. And then how to separate? If we want, we use fraction distillation. So fraction distillation
with
is
an
used,
airlock with water.
Yeah, airlock. Because
So
there's not
water prone bacteria does not enter.
Fraction distillation because you have When a sugar turn into alcohol, you will have a mixture of water and alcohol. Alcohol and water are miscible liquid. Like in a mixture, you will have alcohol and you will have water as well. So as two are miscible liquid, how to separate two miscible liquids? By a fractional distillation. A sugar solution turn into alcohol. So alcohol formed in water, right? Like they mix with each other. Due to the difference in the boiling point, as a miscible liquid, we use fractional distillation. Ethanol can be manufactured by two different methods. One is fermentation that we did, and another one is reaction with steam. Give one advantage of using fermentation compared to method two.
It is cheap. It is cheaper.
It is cheaper, renewable.
And one disadvantage is it does not give pure ethanol.
Does not give pure ethanol. It is a slower process. Less heat.
And we need to do batches for the fermentation part, but the hydration one is continuous.
Yeah. So less ethanol is there. Yeah, that is right. Less ethanol, or the better term is a yield, like smaller yield. Yield is means refers to percentage of a product. Smaller yield or slow process, you can mention that. Then ethanol react with acidified potassium manganate to form water and a product that turns litmus red. What will be formed if we use oxidizing agent and ethanol is there? What it will
And
form?
carboxylic acid.
Which acid?
Ethanoic acid.
So this will be ethanoic acid. And state the type of reaction that ethanol undergo.
Oxidation.
Oxidation. Ethanol react with methanoic acid to form ester. So ethanol plus
ethyl methanoate.
So ethyl, the first name is from alcohol. The second name is from carboxylic acid. So ethyl methanoate. Now we have to draw the structure of ethyl methanoate. So whenever a question, like we have the structure, we have to draw ethyl methanoate. So first for esters, you will draw C double bonded with O and O. Eth means 2 carbon, so we'll put 2 carbon, 1 and 2. And meth means 1. 1 is already there, so we don't have to put another. So this is the structure of ethyl methanoate. It cannot have 3 hydrogen. This carbon cannot have 3 hydrogen, because if you put 3 hydrogen here, it means you are showing that 6 bonds carbon form. Carbon maximum can form 4 bonds. That's why there is only 1 hydrogen, single hydrogen.
Yes, I accidentally drew that.
So these are the questions from alcohol, carboxylic acid, and polymers. I did like more than half of this exercise, so remaining you will solve and submit as a weekly homework.